Canberra Metalheads.
The Archives.
Me and You Season 2. Alright, let's kick it.
Hello and welcome to the interview section of Canberra Metalhead. You got Marky Malphas
And JDecay.
We're joined here with the guys from Mattersphere. So introducing the band, we've got...
I'm Rob.
Scotty on drums.
Cool.
Brendan Blundell, rhythm guitar, backing vocals.
Nice.
Eddie on vocals.
Cool. And Rob, what are you doing
Yeah,
there?
so lead guitarist.
Awesome, man. That's good to hear. And also we just heard Rainmaker as well. Speaking of guitar, got some rad little solo at the end there, and throughout the track, we can hear some awesome mechanics there behind the band. You guys chose that as the intro to the interview. I mean, how was it to sort of put that song together and give everyone a little bit of an insight into the track?
Actually, the Rainmaker was the first song that me and Rob actually wrote together. It was a combination of two songs. I had the lyrics and the melody, and Rob had all the music sort of geared up, and we just sort of mashed them together, and they fitted like a hand in glove.
Yeah.
And we just took it from there, and then we showed the guys the next day, saying, "What do you think of this?" And the end result was what you hear.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's good when things like that just fit together so well, and that goes to show in the track as well.
Oh, it was like destiny. It was just like
It happened pretty quick, actually. It sort of all just locked in.
Yeah. And I heard some samples with Rain and stuff like that. Did you guys pull those from like a sample or go out record? How'd you do all that sort of stuff?
Actually, when we were recording it on the night in the studio, there was a big thunderstorm going on. So I think it might have been a little bit of that. I have no idea, but I thought it might have been a sample. But I can't be 100% sure.
Yeah. Hey, it sounds like it was made to work with that song too. I mean, if you're having a thunderstorm while you're trying to record it as well, like it goes hand in hand with it. And it's like a cool story as well.
It's a great song.
Sort of meant to be or something.
It's actually been released in China at the moment. So,
right.
Yeah, only like the last couple of weeks that it's been released there, so be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's good. Like we were talking before during the track about the power of social medias and having online mediums and things like that. It's pretty cool to be able to release a track overseas so easily now, and find out how well it's hitting over the other side of the world and things like that.
I think China's sort of opening up to the metal genre.
Yep.
So it's sort of starting to take off, because I think we still had to go through a vetting stage there, to make sure it was all legit. And we passed the vetting stage, and now it's it's going scatterguns over there at the moment. So.
Awesome.
Very lucky that we had the help of the UK label to get through the censorship and everything like that to be released over there.
Yep.
So once that all went through the Chinese government and it was released, it was really unbelievable.
Yeah, big thanks to Dr. John's Rock Surgery. So
Awesome.
Records. Sorry, yeah. So they've done really well for us.
Yeah, that's all. Well, I was actually going to ask the process. So yeah, it's kind of like a vetting process and things like that to sell over there, is it?
Well, the UK label was lucky enough to score a distribution deal through China.
Yep.
Through their equivalents of YouTube or whatever else.
Okay.
Not too sure on the specifics there, but he's getting bands from across the world going into China now, into that market.
Okay.
So we were lucky enough to be one of the Australian ones.
Awesome.
One of the first, actually. So really lucky.
Oh, even better at that. Yeah, well, that's cool, man. There's a little bit of a story about the track, and also that you guys have some of the history of what you guys are doing. What about the history of the band? You guys all original members?
I'm probably came up with I'm the only original member. I started off in about 2009. I just had another guitarist at the time. He wanted to do some originals, and I just had been doing the cover scene, like most musos, and just got sick and tired of listening to I won't say the radio station, but they were playing the kind of music that I'd like to listen to, and so I thought I could probably write better stuff than what these people could produce. So, so I started doing something about it, and And then a little bit further on down the track, then Caddy came into rehearsals without a guitar, and he just wanted
to suss the band out first.
Yeah, because you go along and you see other bands and you go, "No, this is not my cup of tea," which was fair enough. But yeah, and then then me and Caddy, we used to go to school with each other, good old Darra boys, and. Yeah, but,
a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. And so we the chemistry really worked between us writing, and it just like Rainmaker was the first song that we did, and we just I knew straight away we had something. It was like, this is special. This doesn't come along every now and again. When two artists click on a musical level, you just go, yep, this is really working well. And then the album came together, writing wise, it came together pretty quickly after that. So we've sort of got a routine or a mechanism of writing songs, and it seems to work really, really well. So
No, perfect. Like, it's always hard to nail writing styles, right down to the point where, like, I've had bands that just say we just jam and then like find something that works. It's like, so it can either be chaotic, structured. I guess it depends also on the type of music as well. With a lot of the structure you guys have, it'd be fairly planned, I believe.
Well, these days we spend a lot of time writing sessions where we don't actually jam them out. We'll sit down and work on ideas as a unique unit, and once we think that it's ready to be taken and shown to other members or whatever else, we'll jam it out and usually knock it out of the park, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, and it takes a little bit of especially like
bit of chopping and changing.
Yeah, you chop it and change it because
it all.
Sometimes when you're playing it, it just doesn't feel right, and then you go, it needs something here, or this needs to be changed here, or someone will come up with another idea, or maybe a key change, or do this or do that, and then once you play it live, you get the feel of the song. But 9 times out of 10, the guys come up with the music, and I just structure it and then just put the words and the melody for the lyrics on top of that, and then we generally flow it around that, and then sort of massage it a little bit, and then out pops the song, so to speak. And they're usually the one thing I like about Mattersphere is that every song that we do doesn't sound like the song that we did like 2 songs before. You know what I mean? So you've got to keep.
It's evolving.
Yeah, you've got to evolve your sound and everything like that, and that's what I like about our album. You'll listen to the first album. We've got songs like, as you heard, Rainmaker, and then you'll hear songs like Into Your Eyes, which starts off fairly melodically, but then it kicks into a good hard rock song. And then you've got songs like Believe, which is a classic ballad, and then you go to songs like Blown Away in 2012, which are just classic, nice hard rocks. I'd call them hard rock, but people might call them nowadays melodic metal or power metal.
Yeah.
So it's I just love music, but I love all types of music. So
the songs are very diverse. We've got another new one called Gods of War, and I'd say that's upscaled a bit.
Oh yeah,
it's got more of a, not so much a thrash feel, but it's what do you reckon, Rob? It's got that
sort of bit theatrical or something.
Actually, I have to say that now that we've just got our new drummer in, Scotty, he's like, we've had a bit of a play with it with him, and he's just the way that he plays it, it's pretty damn aggressive, and that's what the song really, really needs. It's a really powerful powerful song. It's got a powerful message on it. Yeah, it is. Gods of War.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect, man. It's like when someone brings like an extra dynamic to the band and can add like something new.
Oh yeah, Scotty definitely brings that. As the new drummer, he's just ever since we only just got Scotty about 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks ago, Scotty.
Month, they're about.
Yeah. Cool. As soon as he started playing, it was just like, whoa! You, when you see Scotty play, you pay attention. Like he really knocks it out of the park.
Excellent. Have you had a gig with him yet, or you just been jamming?
No. He's yet to pop his cherry with us for Mattersphere.
Yeah. So you've definitely got gigs coming up, and we'll talk about that in the gig guide at the end, towards the end of the show when we get into that. But that's a good tease. You got some stuff coming up. You get to do your first gig, but I mean, so far it seems like you're clicking well. So what what sort of jam stuff do you have, like a rehearsal spot at the moment? How are you guys jamming?
I reckon we've just found the one of the best studios in Canberra, Vertex Studios. It's out at Hume.
Okay.
So it's excellent. It's got a great PA system. It's a big room that we practice in. It's just perfect. It's exactly what every musician should practice in at least once in their life.
And conveniently owned by our boy Scotty too.
Yeah.
That makes it even so much better.
Yeah. But
awesome,
I have to say, it's right up there. It's state of the art. It's really, really good.
Cool. All right. Well, that's good, man. Sounds like you brought a lot to the band, and you guys would be able to get some stuff down pat in a good location as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Cool. So running through with so we've covered off like your jam, your songs and things like that. So you guys mentioned that you guys started together both with like guitars and stuff. You're fairly new to the band. How long have you been in the band for, man?
Just about a year now.
Okay.
So when I met Eddie on a job, we got talking. He was wearing a Steel Assassin shirt, as I am now, and he gave me a CD, and I'd never texted a customer before in my life, and I texted back going, dude, that is awesome. I want to send you some of the stuff I can do on guitar. Hit me up, and he said, how long will it take you to learn it? I said, I'll give me a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my first jam, and they said, yeah, come back.
Awesome.
We like it. So,
it was actually quite interesting to see that when we were looking at Brendan to play with Mattersphere, he'd never played live before.
Okay.
And I must say that we were a little bit worried about how he'd go, because, as you know, some people they might be brilliant at playing at home, but when they get out onto the stage, it's a different. It's a way different ballpark, and some people freeze.
Yep.
There was no such thing with Brendan. He was just like a duck to water. It was just like he was born for the stage. He was just like, it's like, where the hell did this come from? Because he's generally a really quiet sort of guy, but he has an alter ego that seems to come out when he's up on stage, and it's just.
I thrive on it. Yeah, I feed off the crowd, and they feed off me.
Yeah, that's good, man.
That's what it's about. You've got to interact.
Well, that's it. Like I hear that a lot with performers that we've interviewed in the past, and a lot of the time people inside have that always, but they just don't know how to convey it, and a stage is a good medium to actually bring that side of you out. It's the same with most performing arts, I guess, but especially with music, because you've kind of got like a rhythm to get in sync with. Things like that. So that's good to hear. So that was your so this is your first performing band. Has anyone else got like other projects? We'll start from left to right. Is there any other projects that you've done prior to Mattersphere?
Well, I've played in a fair few bands over the years.
Yep.
Just doing gigs around Canberra. We never did anything in the state or anything like that.
Yep.
But they just sort of all fizzled out.
Okay.
And then, actually, I think Edward's brother come and see me to see if I wanted to join Mattersphere.
Awesome.
And then the rest is history, really.
Yeah.
That's good, man. It's like, a lot of the scene's fairly tight with that. You'll get a lot of members that have been in multiple other bands or things like that. I mean, we hear it all the time on the show with, we got the guys from Live Evil, which are in Wretch, as well. We've got a few members in Wretch, and like crossovers like that. So it's good to hear that, got one solid thing that keeps powering on, which is Mattersphere. What about yourself, man?
I've drummed for a few projects. I was drummed for Tundrel for about 3 years.
Okay, yeah.
Just jamming with mates on the side, but I've got another little project at the moment with Chris Cannon, formerly Smeg, Adam White, who's just, he's good guitarist for everyone and anything. But again, a totally different sound, different feel to this. So, I've got a pretty broad range of tastes and styles, and I like to, delve into all of them. So, it's good to have that release and the capacity and venue to do so.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. No, that's good, man. We were talking earlier about some of the different bands that play. You mentioned Smeg as well. Like I've seen those guys play recently, and like just seeing that range of different styles playing on the same bill, and then Smeg smashing it out of the water as everybody did. So yeah, it's good to have that common ground, and like bands that you played in that I know, like things like that. It's a very tight knit community with
and everyone's so supportive of each other. You know, other bands, you know,
Yep.
in Canberra, and it's really good and reassuring to see. You know, that the future is bright for, you know, the music scene in this town. You know.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's cool. As we mentioned before, first live performing band, so you know, definitely paving the way for the future with these guys. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I played in garage bands in high school and whatever else. Never played live shows or anything, but I've always wanted to. You know, I'm into mid-30s now, and to actually be able to do it, and to be getting out and travelling around and doing it is, you know, something I love doing now.
Yep. Cool. And yourself, man?
Yeah, the list is long and arduous. I used to play for several cover bands, duos as well for the last 20 years.
Yep.
Played everywhere, like did a tour of Queensland, you know, just doing covers basically. But Mattersphere was the first original band that I've been in. And yeah, I think one of our with this album, I mean, the song "Hearing You," it went on to the US Billboard Hot Single Sales chart, which was really impressive because there were a lot of people that were on there that are, you know, your idols basically. And it stayed in there for 19 weeks, where it was predicted we'd only get 4 weeks on there, and you know, we'd be lucky to get anywhere near the, you know, to get onto the onto the list, but we got all the way up to number 2. And which was really big. It was a big thing, but in, I think it was July 2014. But yeah, I don't think it sort of made any headways back home here, which is a bit sad. But to get to on the US Billboard to begin with was like an achievement itself. Like the vetting stage it just goes through is just, it's pretty severe. But we managed to get through by the skin of our teeth, and then we got on there. But to reach number 2, I thought that was like for our first
for a
album.
few weeks as well. Number 2.
Yeah, 19 weeks it stayed on there. It was just like
like
totally blown away. Even the people that put it on said, this has never happened before. I said, what do you mean? He goes, look, we thought 4 weeks, maybe even 6 weeks on the outside, but he said 19 weeks in the charts. And it's like, wow. He said, so I think they're all sort of waiting for this next album to drop and to see where it goes from there.
Yeah, perfect, man. Well, that's a great rep to be able to push, to have that kind of, like when you're surprising people that run the thing. It's like making some waves.
And these are the who's who, you know, over there. They're just going, this should have dropped off ages ago. There's something about this. It's
that's good. Perfect. So we mentioned before, you know, traveling around, being part of a band. You've got a few venues in town. Have you played at? I've seen you guys obviously at the Basement before as one of the staples in the scene. Have you played any of the other venues around town?
Oh yeah, we played at PJ O'Reilly's back in Tuggeranong, like oh god, that would have been 2014, 2015.
Yep.
We've I don't think we've played anywhere else.
Oh, we've done the Transit Bar.
Transit Bar, that's right. Yeah, we did the Transit Bar. I have to admit, the Transit Bar is another great venue.
Oh
too.
yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
it's just the people there are absolutely great. It's in Civic, so you know you're always bound to get a really sort of active crowd in there. But mainly we do like Sydney and Melbourne.
Yep.
We do a fair bit of travelling down to those, like we've done Steel Assassins.
Yeah, we've done Steel Assassins.
We've done Bangers and Thrash. We've done those 2 festivals. But yeah, it's really it's pretty hard to get onto the festival scene.
Yep.
But hoping that might change fairly soon.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you've got the experience and just waiting for the scene to open up.
Yep.
Transit Bar's another good spot in town. You've played at the Basement. They've, in the last 12 months, upgraded their sound as well. And
I love the basement. It's a great venue.
Oh, look, it's only getting bigger and better too.
Oh, it is. It's just the stage. It's the people that go there. You know, they get into it. But it's also I think it's the PA that they've put in there, and the guys that are running the PA and the lights just do it absolutely. They do a pro job as far as I'm concerned. They're just absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear that as well. The last part will run up with any like promotions and gigs, so we know that we've got the you mentioned before you travel for some gigs. There's one in Melbourne coming up.
Yep.
We have one we can't announce yet, but we're hoping to do that very soon.
Yep.
And it's not going to be with anyone here, it's going to be an overseas band.
Oh, perfect, man. Well, there's a good little teaser.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to keep an eye on.
Keep an eye out. Any other information than that at this stage, we can't.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. We will. That's a good tease there to start, and just to keep an eye on your socials for when it is announced, or for any further information about it. But the ones we can talk about is the Melbourne gig coming up on the
13th of
April.
Because there's the lucky 13th gig, yeah.
And
whereabouts that one at?
Well, I started the conversation with Dale Balfour through Metal Evolution. I had a different date booked in, and I approached Dave and said, "Can you help me find some bands for the gig?" And Dave said, "How about you guys jump on this one that I've got?" So we had a talk about it, and I said, "Yeah, book it in, Dave." And there we are.
Perfect. So, that sounds like it happened very easily.
No.
No?
No, there was a lot of work going involved.
Right.
So, I mean, to start off, I obviously had the venue booked and whatever else down in Melbourne.
Yeah.
I just struggled a bit to find the right local bands down there to come and to play with us.
Oh, right, okay.
And that's why I approached Metal Evolution and asked for a bit of help. And
Dave's massive supportive, man.
He is.
I've dealt with him a bunch of times.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Dave, we wouldn't be on that. On the 13th one, I'd still be out there trying to find bands to play a different date.
Okay. It sounds like it was still put in some hard legwork for it, but it paid out in the end.
Paid off.
Yeah, for sure. So that's on the 13th, and the gigs of the lucky 13th gig as well. What's the venue that one's at?
That's at the Bendigo Hotel
in Collingwood.
Yep.
And obviously we're playing with Demon Head, Katana Cartel, Iron Drive, Aromata, 29 Bones. Mattersphere's there. Who else is there?
I have no idea.
Slipped the top of my head, but there's a couple more.
Oh, there's a good teaser for all the bands that and more. So we'll you'll be able to find that one in the on the socials for you guys as well.
Oh, absolutely.
On the Mattersphere.
On the Mattersphere Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've got you guys have got Facebook, obviously. What other socials do you?
Twitter,
Twitter,
Instagram. I think that's about it. I can't off the top of my head.
Yeah,
think of anything else. But yeah,
that's a good start. So you can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Do you have?
We have a web page. We do have a web page. It's www.mattersphere.com.au.
Okay. It's good to have like multiple sources of of promotional places that people can find you. Do you have any do you have like a Bandcamp or anything as well or a Spotify or somewhere like that you
I
put
think
your
we're on
music?
Spotify as well. iTunes. Oh God, what else is there? Yeah, sorry, mate.
It's all good.
During the headlights here, I just can't think of everything that we're on. Because every time I turn around, it's like, oh yeah, we're on this, we're on that, and it's
you guys are out there. Like it was easy to come across all your stuff, and like you're definitely getting the right you're in the right places to get people to notice you. So that's the first step, I guess. And it's just about the scene and things like that after that. But you guys are crushing it already. Like I've seen you guys play. It's actually, I'm surprised it's been this long since we've come across each other's paths. But it's I guess we're at like episode 41 at the moment. It's good to have you on the show within the first 12 months. There's been so many bands just coming out of the woodwork over the time we've been running this show that have just been wanting to come on. So it's good to finally have you guys because you're a massive staple in the scene. So
thank you very much.
Really appreciate that comment.
Yeah. No, well deserved, man. Well deserved. So you've got that gig coming up. Maybe a sneaky announcement later on. We've got the we've played Rainmaker before, and then you've got a track that you brought in for the studio for me to play at the end. One that isn't on the previous album. It's
the first song off the next album.
Yep.
It's called Haul and Ass.
Yep.
It's basically if you like fast cars, fast women, and just enjoy life, and you like good rock and roll or good hard metal. This is definitely it. It's definitely one that you just don't want to be driving at the time when you're playing it, because it'll make you put, pedal to the friggin' metal like I do. If I get booked speeding, it's always because I'm playing this song.
Well, there you go. That's a perfect reason to call it Haul and Ass, because that's a perfect track title for that. I know that sometimes I can't listen to certain songs while I'm driving. That's pretty much the exact reason why. So
yeah, don't put this on. You'll notice that blue light flashing behind you isn't a disco. It's actually the police. The
cool, guys. Well, maybe there's a little shout out. If you're driving while you're listening to this track, if it's via the replay available on iTunes, make sure you hit pause and you're in your garage before you hit this track. Maybe just take yourself 5 minutes to sit in the car with the aircon on and listen to this next one before you head on inside.
Or if you want to live on the edge, just turn that volume up and just go, oh yeah, baby.
Cool, man. All right, well, thanks for coming in on the show. We'll close out the track with Haul and Ass, and it's been great having you guys in on the show.
Thanks for having us.
And
thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Make sure you get out and see one of the Mattersphere, or see as many Mattersphere shows as you can, because it's they're always going to be evolving, getting better, and putting out awesome music as you're about to hear. So thanks for listening so far. Stick around for Haul and Ass. You've been listening to the interview of Canberra Metalheads with Marky Malphas
and JDecay
and the boys from Mattersphere here on
Thank you.
Rock and roll
2XX
FM.
Skate.
Bam!